When a massive earthquake tore through Haiti shortly before 5 o'clock on January the 12th, residents of its sprawling capital city, Port-au-Prince, were in their homes, shopping or walking through the streets in tropical winter sunshine. Few were working. Only a fraction of Haitians had jobs. Witnesses of the magnitude 7 trembler described the ground shaking for about 1 minute and scenes of panic as homes, hospitals and schools tumbled down, killing, maiming and trapping those inside. Upon reaching Port-au-Prince 38 hours later, I found a city of some 3 million people that had been brought to its knees. Plumes of smoke billowed across the city, fallen lampposts blocked roads, and half the buildings of some districts were flattened. Survivors looted shops for food and water. Others used their hands to dig through concrete and twisted steel in a desperate search for friends and family, while listening out for the muffled cries of a buried relative. Victims were everywhere. Those able to stand hobbled about the streets, dragging their twisted or broken legs with the help of crutches. Others rested on scraps of cardboard by the roadside, sobbing in agony and calling for doctors as flies buzzed around their festering wounds. Corpses draped in cloth decorated street corners. Haiti's worst earthquake in more than a century affected some 3 million people, about 1/3 of the population of this impoverished Caribbean nation. The number of deaths is anyone's guess, but could be as high as 200,000. World leaders quickly showed solidarity with Haiti, sending boats and aeroplanes loaded with tents, food, water and medicine. But damage to the port and a bottleneck at the city's single runway international airport meant supplies were not reaching survivors fast enough. The homeless built camps from plastic sheets, wood and anything else they could salvage from their toppled homes, while searching for the food, water and medical help that would keep them and their families alive. The government, already seen as corrupt and inefficient, lost its presidential palace and many other state buildings. Officials oversaw emergency operations while sitting on fold-away metal chairs in a police station beside the airport. The UN was equally ravaged. Peacekeepers have been stationed in Haiti since 2004, but the mission lost dozens of members when its officers in the Christopher Hotel came crashing down on more than 100 employees inside. When UN Chief Ban Ki-moon visited the wreckage on January the 17th, rescuers were still pulling out survivors. It was heartening to watch teams of medics and firemen all the way from Qatar, Cuba, France and Jordan helping the people of Haiti. As the Secretary-General was leaving, rescuers cheered as they freed the latest survivor. Amid these scenes of death and destruction, some fears about the quake's aftermath proved to be unfounded. There were scuffles for food and water during aid deliveries, but most queues were orderly. The machete-wielding gangs of Haiti's violent past did not return. Rescuers cut through brick and steel to free more than 130 children, men and women from their concrete cocoons. Darlie and Etienne lived for 15 days without food or water. One trapped group survived by passing around a lollipop. Others ate fig rolls. But the reality for many survivors of Haiti's earthquake is very different. What struck me most about the masses living under plastic sheets was how quickly they adapted to their losses, the loved ones who died and the homes that collapsed. They sifted through the rubble of their houses, collected anything to hand, and started a new life for themselves, pitching up in vacant lots or throwing dusty mattresses onto pickup trucks and fleeing to the countryside. Some used car batteries to charge their neighbours' mobile phones in exchange for cash. Thousands put on the smartest clothes they could find, scrawled out CVs in ballpoint pen and approached foreign aid workers for jobs. After spending decades in political turmoil, ordinary Haitians are skeptical about the promises of long-term development aid from overseas. They are concerned about US troops on their soil and fear their government will remain corrupt. Hurricane season is only months away. Aftershocks continue to rock this devastated city, and geologists warn more big quakes are pending. Few Haitians believe they have witnessed an end to their hardship.